I use the example when I was a kid and I would go to the movies. My mother would give me $1 to go to the movies.
And how much, that got you a lot then?
It got me the movie, it got me the box of popcorn that we made the glasses out of afterwards, and a soda. And back in the day, the soda was, what, 12 ounces? And that was it. There was no medium, large. For $1, can you even buy popcorn?
Can't get into, no.
I can't even buy, where can you find popcorn for $1?
Can you buy for $1? Even the dollar store is no longer $1.
No, it's $1.19. Yeah. So what that tells me is $1 is always worth more today.
Today, that's what I thought.
Yeah. The next question would be, are taxes going up, going down, or staying where they're at? Up. And if they don't go up, have you noticed they find more things to tax you on?
Yeah.
Huh. Last question is, would you rather pay taxes on the seed or the harvest? The little bit
Or the lot.
or the lot?
Taxes
Yeah.
on the little bit.
So everything you just answered is contradictory to what most Americans are doing with what they call their retirement savings plan. And so when I see this, if I can use my money today, and especially
Oh, here we go.
and especially with, financial literacy, I could go create more cash flow.
So let me tell you something at the break. We talk to Facebook land. And we've been talking and I'm telling you, I guess I get pretty enthralled when I am listening to you. It's pretty amazing. Because I think it's fascinating. And anybody who I think, in this world that we're living in today, especially let's say you are, maybe you're a single parent, right?
Right?
And, you have to be your own financial advisor and make sure, right? Because you have to live, you have to pay the bills. But
Yeah.
look at how,
Yeah.
this is so much deeper than that, and it's so cool. I really love it. I like it. I hope everybody else out there is too.
I do too, because this past 2 weekends, we just taught this tough money concept at a church. And it was very interesting. One of the participants, going through the process, really touched home with this person. And they cried a little bit. And they just realized, and they kept asking questions, tell me what to do, tell me what. And our goal isn't to tell you what to do, it's to empower you, to give you the skills, the knowledge that you know what to do.
I want to give out your phone number because I don't
Please.
think I've had a chance to do that. First of all, his website is factumfinancial.com. The phone number is 928-241-0668. And I do want to talk about something that was really important beforehand, that we wanted to talk about the kind of people that you were looking at. We started off talking about that, we kind of got away from it. But obviously, everyone really needs to be educated about this. But there are certain people that it really happens to work very well for. For instance, somebody who is just starting out in life, the young kids, obviously, that's a great person. People who are looking to get out of situations, maybe you're looking to get out of debt, right? And the other thing that I had talked to you about, because you mentioned real estate agents, that it's really good for real estate agents, because real estate agents might need to spend money before they got the money from whatever it is that they closed a deal on, right? Or even I said PI attorneys, criminal attorneys that have to pay out money because they're banking on winning, getting that money back. And what did you say?
Yeah, it just dawned on me when you said something, they're one of the people to work with. Keller Williams, the largest real estate company in the world, we have exclusive educational rights to their community, teaching them this tough money concept. Why? Well, Jerry Keller, who happens to be billionaire, right? At one of the conferences told him, hey, you guys make good money, but you don't keep any of it, right? And life isn't about how much money you make, it's how much money you can keep. And that's what we're teaching here. So we have exclusive educational rights to teaching Keller Williams agents. In fact, a couple of guys from Factum are flying to Texas Thursday to teach a big brokerage over there about this. And then coming back and teaching the Keller Williams community here on Saturday. So if it's good enough for them, because they see the value in it, what other occupations would it work for? And you were saying P&I. Well, sometimes they have to pay money out before they can get it in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I'm waiting for accounts receivable and I don't know when that is, wouldn't I like to be able to have access to money that I can control the amortization schedule?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's one of the 8 benefits of life insurance, is the unstructured amortization schedule. What's very powerful is with my policies, when I borrow against it, they only ask for interest once a year. It's not on a monthly basis. Hey, Monty, where's my payment? You didn't pay me, I'm gonna take back. No, it doesn't work like that. So it gives me all the control, all the freedom that I need as cash flow comes and ebb and flows through my life. Because what's powerful about this whole thing, what turns a lot of people off is I say life insurance. And most people, the misconception is life insurance is just about death benefit. Don't get me wrong, one of the big reasons I do this is because of the death benefit. I shared with you about my father.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what I didn't share was my mother passed 16 months after that, or 15 months after that. I hadn't recovered from paying for my father's funeral. So in my head, and we tend to do things because of what we've gone through, I promised I would never leave my family like that. So everything I do is to set them up better than what I was.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my gosh, I get to use it today. I get to use my cash today to do things. My wife and I have used it for real estate. We used it to pay our tax liability, and then we make payments back to ourselves. We used it for investments. We've used it, we've used it, we've used it. In fact, last year we used the granddaughters, I like calling them grand critters, we used their savings, their life insurance policies, to take a cruise to Alaska.
Oh my gosh.
And then we
I wanna
paid it
go
back.
too. Can I go?
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Life experience. And you know what they asked? Remember the 5 Vision, the family? Papa, can we go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just use your life insurance policy to pay for it. So let's do that. And then we make payments back to ourselves. Because earlier we were talking about, and I don't know if you want me to share this.
I don't know yet.
About your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about what's going on in her life. But everything that's happening, she's doing the work. Who's getting the money?
The other people.
The other people.
Right.
In my life insurance, I do the work and I get to keep my money. I get to borrow against it, go do what I need to do, spend it how I need to spend it. But I make the payments
But you're
back.
paying yourself back.
Oh, and because of the 8 benefits, it's constantly compounding. Oh, it's buying me more death benefit. It's private. It's doing all these other things, the guarantees.
And I also want to make sure people understand too, when you said that this is about whole life insurance, it's definitely whole life insurance.
Correct.
There's also the way that it is designed.
Designed.
That's something you've said many
Right.
times. So, okay, does it, as somebody who has been around for a while now, you know, they have money, they want to start doing this with you and they want to learn about it. You know, there has to be a point where you have to sit down and talk to everybody. I hate
Excuse
when
me.
that happens,
I
I
do
haven't
too.
had it all the time, especially on a radio show. But here's the thing, folks, is that if you want to learn about, I think you need to be educated about this process. I think everybody should be, so that we can know, you know, what do we do? Make your own choices, whether it's right for you or not, really.
And that's the whole thing is, I think we've been around enough lately to know that nobody's coming to rescue us,
Mhm.
right? And which is good. I like being responsible for my own life, my own situation. So it's taking matters into my own hands.
Right, we had said it earlier, that you're in charge, you're in control is the word that
Right.
we used, and it's on every one of these pieces of paper, the different stages, you are still in control, you get more in control, the way I see it, the way it's done here.
Powerful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, so with all the people out there listening that would like to, you know, there's my phone number, but also, my email, because I can share some content with them, no obligation, I'm not here to sell anybody, I'm here to educate, and that's all we're wanting to do. If we can help more people take more control of their situation, the better off America is.
You can give them your email.
It's Monty, MONTY, at factumfinancial.com.
Or you can call them,
Yeah.
and that number is 928-241-0668. The website has all your information on it too.
Yeah, there's a picture of my mug up there too.
That's good, and it's a nice mug. It's factumfinancial.com. Again, all of this is education, right?
That's all
It's
it
all it is that you're educating people, and you've been doing that a long time. And you changed your life, you turned it on, you know, a lot of teachers, my daughter's a teacher. And I was so proud of it, to tell you how she got this job, this extra job to pay for her wedding, we were talking
Yes.
about that. And you know, you were just like looking at me, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm really proud of her for that, right?
Yeah,
And you
should
are,
be.
and I
Yeah.
should be, right,
Right.
it's amazing. But there was another way that she could have done it
Right.
better.
Right. And that's
For
the
her.
thing, it just comes back to financial education, financial awareness.
Mhm.
We don't know what we don't know, right? I didn't know this till I was 42, when a mentor said, hey, knucklehead, come with me, we're gonna go sit down and watch this. And I got to see it live, and I said, oh, this just
And-
makes sense.
And that's where the light bulb went off.
That's what.
Now, we're gonna go ahead and give out this information, we're gonna go to a break, we're gonna come back, we'll talk a little bit further. It's factumfinancial.com, his number is 928-241-0668. Again, we'll be back in just a minute. It's flying by.
It's flying
I
by.
know.
So fun though.
But I really love it. So is there anything, again, we're at our last point here, so tell me if there's something you need to make sure you get out, because I wanna make sure I say it.
You
I
know.
think we're doing good though.
I think so too. You know, I would love to share with them as much as we can, because this is the thing, with what we're doing, like I just did this workshop at the church. Other churches love to do that.
Oh, let's say
But-
how many, if you'd liked it, why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, if anyone would love to set up a workshop
A
for them
workshop.
and their family and friends, you know, we can set that up, whether it's virtual or live, whatever it is they want. If they just want an hour
Like we did.
presentation, yeah.
Yeah,
We
but
can
you know
put-
something, I actually think that now, going backwards in time, it's almost better to start fresh in this, cause I feel like it's expressed a different way.
It is.
Cause I remember when we started talking about, you see where the compound interest and stuff like that, it
Yeah.
got a little, like, too much to understand
Exactly.
in that.
Right.
I like that this is more,
Progressive,
exactly,
right.
yeah.
And that's the whole thing is, let's talk about your savings first, right? And this goes back to our saving strategy, knowing where all your money's going.
Mhm.
So we get there, and then we get into your DTI, debt to income. The very first time I ever even knew what DTI was the very first house I bought. What's your debt to income ratio? What?
Yeah.
Kind of deal, and I had to work through it. We do that now. Is there a way that I can reduce my debt? And
So I
this-
got a question to ask you, I
Yeah.
do this to you all the time.
That's good.
I have a debt, let's say a couple $1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have cash,
Okay.
but I don't wanna take my cash and use my cash, cause I might need the cash.
Right.
What do you suggest people do?
That's very good, because to each person it's different for each person. So we have debt criteria, and you see here, like my mortgage, a lot of people are trained to pay, I need to pay down my mortgage as fast as I can. Why? Because I'm paying interest to someone else. Yeah, I get that, But now all my money's in my house. And can your house go up in value? Yeah.
Mhm.
Can it go down in value like we saw in 2008?
Mhm.
Wow. If all my money's in my house and all of a sudden it went down, I lost over half of it, and that's what happened. Not in a good place. My mortgage happens to be 2.7.
Oh, here we go.
No, there we go. Yeah, I don't wanna pay that off.
I'm gonna, is that okay if we talk about
Yeah,
that?
sure.
So here we are again, still talking away during, during the break, and I didn't even see the light come on, but we are on air. So, and I was just talking about how, some people have debt, right? And they have money,
Mhm.
but they don't wanna use their cash, cause they might need the cash. Do they pay off the debt to get rid of that the interest rate and just get rid of it?
And that's a tough question, and I would say it all depends on what kind of debt you have. Because if I took all my money and paid off all my debt, now I have no money for a case of an emergency fund or an
Right.
opportunity fund.
Exactly, that's what a lot of people are worried about.
And that makes it less, yeah, I don't wanna put myself in that situation. So we have what's called a debt strategy criteria. If I have a credit card that's 18 or even 10% or greater, I wanna pay that off as fast as I can. So in that sense, I might take a big chunk of that money and pay that credit card off. But if I just paid it off and spent that money, it did me no good. I have to go back to being intentional. And this comes back to awareness and being intentional with what we're doing. If I took that money and put it back into my savings strategy now, isn't that equivalent to earning 10% out there in some type of investment? Well, most people aren't paying 10% on a credit card, it's 18 plus.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great rate of return. You hear these people, well, I'm getting 8% annually or whatever on my investments. Well, if I can pay off a credit card and redirect it back to me, that payment back to me, I just got a great rate of return and I have control of my money. My debt went down, my savings went up. I'm in a better position.
Yeah.
So we talk about that criteria, and it's up to you. I don't wanna tell you what to do with your money. We just make you aware and let you answer that
Right,
question.
because I do think it's probably different for everyone, and everyone
Exactly.
has their own story, and, and I think all of this, what we're doing here today, is an awareness,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
And like you said, everybody is different, right? And you're not gonna be telling anybody what to do.
No.
It's about, first of all, giving you, food for thought, right? And then you making your own decisions on what you wanna do, and
Right.
you show them how you can get, and what I love about, this tough money part of what we're talking about here, as I said before, it's a gradual, it's very slow. It isn't about, hey, you know what, we just wanna get you here, what to go buy these life insurances. No, we're gonna show you, first of all, how you're gonna get there,
right.
and what you need to do that, right? And put you in a better place with your money, understanding it. Am I getting it?
Look at you. We're gonna have to tag teams with some workshops and go out and teach.
And that's the other thing we
Yeah.
wanted to talk about was workshops. Let's do
Yeah.
that really quickly.
Yeah, I was just sharing during the break that over the last 2 weekends, taught at a church. Great turnout. Some of my partners are flying to Houston this week to teach. Saturday, we're doing a workshop. So if you're interested in bringing this to your community, whatever the case may be, your family, your community, please just reach out and we can get that scheduled.
Yeah, and plus you can do, we did it with
Yeah.
on Zoom, it was really great.
Yeah.
And, so, family, friends, you could do it virtual, any way how you wanna do it, live in person. I think that especially if you can get, even at your business, right?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah?
Because if we go back to this, we were talking about progression.
Mm-hmm.
The third stage of infinite banking is becoming like a business banker.
Mm-hmm.
Utilizing it for your purchases and things like that. So I'm gonna use a chiropractor. Right? The chiropractor has to buy a table. Some have X-ray machines, they have all these little gadgets. Well, who financed that? The bank or them? if I can borrow from my life insurance to do that, and I can control the payback schedule, the amortization schedule, boy, I just created more cash flow. Oh, what if a dentist, an orthodontist with all the equipment they do, or a mechanic shop, garage? It doesn't matter that it fit. The infinite banking concept is actually a activity in imagination. And Nelson talks about that on the very first page of his book. It's about imagination. How can I use it? Infinite means all possibilities. Well, with that said, what business, what activity do I want to do? How do I want to utilize this? Where I have complete control, I have it in a savings environment, I'm getting all the benefits that I deserve, all those types of things.
Well, I'll tell you something, I think it's so fascinating, and what he has set out to do, because this is all something that has been around for well over 200 years, right?
Yes.
That a lot of the rich and famous, the filthy rich and famous, they do that. This is what they do. Banks are doing it, corporations are doing it, and what you said, what you like doing is bringing this down to the you and I level, right? And I
Right.
really like that, bringing it so that it's more, you can understand it, and you can do it just the same way as they do it.
Correct, because, the responsibility for your finances are on the individual now.
Mhm.
There's no more pensions. I think some of the last companies are phasing them out. There's only the qualified plans, and it's very interesting. You used to have to sign up for that qualified plan. Now you have to opt out of it. You're automatically signed up for a lot of companies, which is, okay, we'll just leave it at that for that. But if you want to truly take control of your finances in your world, we should have a talk. And it's financial education, financial awareness, and developing a saving strategy, first of all. And from there, then we can progress into the other stages, getting out of debt, using this strategy, your savings, to pay off debt. All right, if we can do that, can we start using it for investments? Can we start using it for our business? Whatever the case it is.
Well, Monty, you are here to say that you did it.
I have done it.
Yeah.
There's some of us at Factum that are level 4, stage 4 infinite bankers, where it's a lifestyle, everything goes through their policies. I'm not a stage 4. Not everything I earn goes through my policies, and I don't know if it's because I just not there yet, or I haven't pinpointed that. But I am at stage 3. I use it to buy equipment, I use it to buy investments, I do a lot with it. I was sharing with you earlier too that I use my granddaughter's policies to go on
Right.
vacation, and then we paid them back.
And I was just gonna say, excuse me, if you are a grandparent and you wanna do something special for your grandchildren,
Yeah.
what a great way.
What a great savings environment.
A lot of people, that's what we really wanted, was to, live, retire, and leave money for not only our children, but our children's children.
Yeah.
Right?
That's scriptural too.
I
right?
know it is.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and that's the power behind it, because if you look at the big families, the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the Rothschilds, the Bushes, they've been doing this for multiple, especially the Rockefellers, 6, 7, 8 generations now, where they teach them this, and it just perpetuates the wealth. So you hear all the time, the wealthy get wealthier, right? There's a reason why, because they understand money.
Well, maybe you wanna have a workshop with him, and he
Yeah.
would absolutely love to do that,
Love
whether
it.
or not it's done virtually or in person.
Yeah.
I think anybody listening right now, having financial literacy, this is true financial literacy. This is starting, and you know what, it doesn't matter where you're at,
No.
really, and as long as you start, and I love the way that you're doing it now, it's taking him through the baby steps, and it's taking it from the beginning, and taking those little steps to get to the point where you really are understanding what you're doing, and then maybe that's the time for you to buy a life insurance policy,
Right.
right? I think it's awesome. Please, write this number down, maybe it's you or someone that you know. This would be wonderful for anybody. Again, that number to call him is 928-241-0668. You can check him out on his website, which is factumfinancial.com. Let me tell you something, folks. Being in control of your own money, right? What are your final words?
It's changed my life. It's changed my financial life. It really
And it
has.
can happen to you, and that's what he's trying to do it for everybody, so it's on you and I level. I really like that a lot. Again, it's 928-241-0668. The website again, it is factumfinancial.com.